Okay, folks, you can see that pole right there. I don't know if I can, but somewhere over there there's a pole. That pole, I believe, is going to be a corner post to our 100-acre piece. And right over here you'll see a little road. I'll show that to you more in a little bit, but that road will take us out. We'll go out there about 1,200 feet starts our property. Another 1,200 feet over, then down that way for about 1,800, 2,000 feet. Here's the new trailer. There's the old van. I came in on what looked to be the worst road possible, which is the property, I think, on the east of our property, and right now I'm standing in the southeast corner. And it's pretty much nothing. gently rolling, enough to get water out of the way, I guess, and creosotes. And I did see a couple of little prickly pears. This is just making almost a 360. And back over there, I don't know if you can see it, where the couple of moo cows are walking, that white tanks or whatever I think they are. Let me see if I can tell a photo in there a bit. But that's a well, and that's the other guy's property, coming from about where I am right now to there. That's his. So I've got 3 of those from here to there and out 1,000 feet or so. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I'm happy. I'm going to move on because of these cattle coming. Get my dogs locked up. Adios. Be back. Okay. I don't know if you can see those trees down in that valley. I'll try to tell a photo in. That's the wash that runs through our property right down in there. And it's kind of wooded almost. Not really. I mean, there's little short trees of some kind. I'll have to go down and look and see what it is. But right down there's the bottom of the wash. Excuse me. And again, all you see out here is creosote. And a couple little prickly pears. Not many of them. And the other property from where I came from, which was back behind us, there's that moo cow coming up to us again. But back over there's that white stake. It's back there quite a ways, 1,000 feet or so. And here's all the other moo cows coming in the background. But as I pan around this way towards the west, and again going towards the north, that's our wash. That's a fine looking wash. I don't know what that mountain is out there. I'll find out tomorrow someday. I don't know if I can get through that. I'm going to try with the minivan. I don't want to get stuck because that does pretty much look like a wash. But a lot of this stuff is super hard pan with an abundance of cow shit. But where those trees are back out there swinging around this way, our other 48 acres is just right out there too. So I mean, we're right next to it. It's just out there just a little ways, and it looks like, well, I can't tell, but it looks like there's some cactus growing on that one. Some of those acacias or yuccas or whatever they're called. Okay, well, I'll keep cruising around. We'll see what else we can see. Okay, here we are. These are the trees. I'm thinking they're mesquites, so nothing fancy. But we do have some on the property. It's all down here by the wash. And this wash is pretty much on the first of the 2 acres. I don't really think it goes on to the other acre. But anyway, I'm driving here. It's looking kind of roughish up here. I'll see if I can make it. It doesn't look sandy, which is good. But there are some rutty ruts down there. And our land just goes just to the right here, just off the road. I don't know if we're on if the road is ours or if the road, I don't know, it's easementous road, anybody can drive on it. But I know this over here is ours. So it looks kind of sharp, kind of groovage. I likes it. Most of it, like I say, is just little creosotes. So far I can do this, not a problem, guys. Even with this low ride minivan pulling a trailer. But this looks like it gets a little bit of washy down here. Not a whole lot, but some, and that's all good. But it's still kind of hard pan now that it's dry. I don't know what it's like wet. Look how thick that gets right there. Woo-hoo. Me oh my. There's signs on my way up here, warning of deer. I believe it. There's something like this little draw down here, whatever you want to call it, with all this growth, this washy looking thing, where a lot of animals could walk through. Cattle too. Ah, there's some cactus over there. Some of those things I was seeing in other places. Oh, definitely passable, even with a little minivan. I got to take it kind of slow, but there's one of those yuccas. I can't really see it well from here. Here's something that gets obviously wet and holds water for a while. Little mud hole. And now we're kind of driving out of our little draw, coming back up to land that's, for the most part, pretty much barren. Not much here. Now our land goes all the way. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take this road, but goes all the way till we hit another crossroad. There should be a, quote, semi-major crossroad. I brought my roller measuring device for measuring lots and lots of feet. I saw a sign as we were driving up here that there were surveyors working along the road that I drove in, but they were warning that they were using drones, which was kind of interesting. Okay, hold on for just a second. I want to see if I can back up a little bit, because what I want to show you, if I can, see that, how that ground kind of looks like a pond? Well, you get about 1,100 feet off this road out towards that way, and that is where our other acres start. So our other acre is just right there. And this would be kind of the top end of that acre, the furthest northern point. So that one's about 1,100 feet by almost 2,000 feet, I'm thinking, dimension-wise. And this one's twice as big. It's the same width, 1,100, but it goes on for almost 4,000 feet, which is the better part of a mile. Okay, now we're back to very little vegetation. It's basically just creosote, but not a whole lot of stickers, which is good. Looks like there's grass in places that grows up pretty good, which is good for feed. But looks nice. There's some little cactuses out there, not much, but some. This is where I'm thinking of planting the moringa, just fencing off a piece. It doesn't look like people drive this road too much. There are tracks. Kind of cool, kind of cool, kind of cool. I can hear the creosote rubbing the bottom of the minivan here. I can see little ruts in the road here from after a rain somebody drove through. So it gets, I'm sure, a little bit sloppy. I'll bet the hunting for rabbits pretty good here too. For deer and for antelope, I know they say is pretty good here. But I'm pretty sure we'd have to bait it and set up ground blinds. Obviously, not too many trees to climb. And over out there, it looks like somebody's got a huge ass stack of tires. Fortunately, that's not on our land. Our land looks clean. I don't mind the cattle. I don't mind the cow shit. But I sure don't like stuff like that, whatever it is. Looks like tires, just a shit load of tires. That's what it is. And here's the other road. So our land comes up to probably one of those stakes over there. And here's the road on the north side of the larger piece of land. I'm going to drive into it. Now here we go down about 1,000, 1,200 feet. 1,100 and something, I think it is, 1,183, something, I don't remember exactly, but it comes down here a ways. And this road's about the same as the other one that I came in on. It doesn't look like it gets a whole lot of use. That's all our land out that way. A lot of nothing, but that little low-lying area was pretty interesting because it had trees. And coming up here along the freeway, or the highway, in places it had some what looked like either walnut or white oak or maybe red oak, just in places, and they weren't huge. So, hey, if I can get around this property, it's dry, the weather's fair. Our land, by the way, probably comes about here, and that's it. But the road is dry. I don't know what I'm dragging. I hope it's not that. Well, it might be that trailer. That tongue thing on the trailer. I'll have to get out and look. In fact, I'm going to look. I'm going to put you on pause. Woohoo! Well, welcome back, family and friends. This is the other acre. It started just behind me and to the left and goes out that way for about probably 4/10 of a mile or so. It's still pretty barren too, except when you get down in that valley beyond where I can see. Because down in the valley resides that big ass wash. And things start getting brushy again, which is kind of nice. And this is nice too. I mean, depending on what you're hunting, you might be able to see a little bit more. These things are all about, these creosote bushes here are about 3 feet tall right here. Some places that they're just lower, they're like 1 foot or 2, but this place here, they're about 3 foot tall. Here they're lower, right here. And the land keeps going for exactly 2/10 of a mile, and I see the white stakes. That's what I saw back behind, and that's pretty much what I'm seeing now. So the white stakes on the southern border, the width of the properties is 2/10 of a mile by my odometer. I didn't measure it out by feet, and I think it's like 1,083 feet or 1,000 or 1,183, something like that. Whatever, it doesn't make any difference. But here's the land. Now these creosotes here are kind of little, which is okay. Here's looking out in front a little bit more. And the road, again, I'm in a little minivan. I'm not in a big, tall, even a van. This is a little minivan. It sits real close to the ground. And it's doing all right. I got to be a little bit careful, but it's doing all right. Here you can start seeing things thickening up as we go back there a ways. Now here's what I'm going to show you. It's just flipped another 2/10 of a mile. And this road appears to be on our property itself. The easement seems to be physically on our property. As I turn over this way, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a white pole out there. Let's see if I can tell a photo of the thing in. Battery's telling me it's